You know what? We'll do 10 seconds. You know, let's make it 15. 15. And we're live! Welcome, everybody, to a very sad edition of the podcast Legend Killers. I'm your host, Eduardo Esquer, and I'm joined with you by my co-host, John Betancourt. Okay, well, we need to laugh a little bit in times like this, because, I mean, shoot, times are sad. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, WWE had a mass release. Now, I mean, a couple years ago, they were doing this, like, year after year, and I think the last year that they did this was 2016 with that year was following the releases of Wade Barrett and Damian Sandow and so on. But this year, this is just an unprecedented amount of releases going on. And here today, we're going to give our thoughts on it, because never before over 20 superstars have been released. And it's sad to see the list of people to completely be released. Alrighty, John, your thoughts?
Well, like, I might get hate for this, but some I understand why they were released, and some I have no idea why they were released. It just happened out of nowhere. It was a weird time, and I think it's just the timing is why it gets so much hate. Is because it's such, like, a problem right now. And I think if these releases weren't timed right now, it would have been such a big thing. But, like, let me pull up, like, the whole list. The ones that, like, I'm surprised that was the OC. Because they were just on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Rusev without Lana, which is weird.
Well, yeah, and I think, well, Rusev, I think he's been on the outs with WWE for a while. So I feel like they just lumped him in just cause. But it is kind of weird that, like, you know, Lana didn't, like, follow suit. Why just Rusev?
Yeah, and then some of them, like, I understand, kind of like Eric Young. That dude has never been on TV. Not even, like, on a house show, I don't even think. EC3, that dude is never on TV. Ones, like, that seem really bad is Drake Maverick.
Yeah, did you see his video on Twitter?
Yeah, I saw that immediately. I checked, because, like, I just saw literally, like, the day before, it was, like, how excited he was to be a part of the Cruiserweight, like, challenge or whatever, or tournament. And I was like, dude, that's pretty cool. Dude, I really like Drake Maverick with the 24/7 champion. That little, like, I think it was like a month or 2 months of just him and R-Truth back and forth. That was, like, one of the most entertaining things on Raw.
Yeah.
Was those two fighting over that championship. And, you know, seeing that video, I was like, and then I was like, dude, he got released. I immediately went to his profile and I saw that video. It was super sad.
Yeah.
Where I was like, he's such a good character, like, I think, and to release him, really, like, right when he started getting, like, back to being popular. Like, being able to be on the roster and wrestle and stuff.
Yeah, I think, like, now I'm not one to get all emotional when I watch videos like that and stuff like that, but, like, to see a man just cry and, like, holding his tears so much because he lost his job, and, you know, his eyes was bloodshot red, and it was just, it was sad, you know. And after I finished watching that video, as hard as it was to watch, like, you know, I choked a little bit because I was like, God damn, you know, this dude did not deserve that, and neither did a lot of people, you know, like, now I agree with John, and I can like understand some of the releases, but I think right now was just a bad time to do it, you know, especially because a lot of these people don't have a fallback, you know, and it is sad, like,
That's what I was like. It was a bad time.
yeah,
They have
yeah,
nowhere to go right now because there's really no wrestling whatsoever.
mm-hmm.
And if it was like the peak or during like some other time, it would have been better. Would have been great, but it would have been a lot better than now.
Yeah,
Because a lot of people would have been picked up right away or gone somewhere. And now the only thing they could really do is just sell their T-shirts. That's honestly what they could do.
yeah,
Because they have no other option right now.
mm-hmm. And like for WWE to do this right now, it's just such a shitty thing to do. Like, honestly, like, think about like some of these people's livelihoods. You know, Mike Kanellis and Maria Kanellis. I saw their videos reacting to the response to this, and now Mike was a bit more well, they were both positive. You know, Mike, I would say, was a bit more positive than Maria's videos. But the only reason I say that is because with Maria's video, she talked about how she's about to have a kid. She's about to have a kid. And she's like, she got released. You know, she doesn't, how is she going to be able to support herself, you know? Like, during this time, is she going to have enough? You know, assuming this COVID goes on longer than it's supposed to. And she doesn't have a job, nothing. And it's sad when you look at stuff like that. You know, I think like just like seeing Drake Maverick, Mike Kanellis, Maria Kanellis, so many people, it's just so damning to see like how sad it is. And, you know, for those of you that's saying, oh, it's okay, they have a spot in AEW, let me tell you people something. AEW is not gonna have its losses either, probably. They're most likely gonna have to cut some people too, because if WWE had to do it, then AEW probably has to do it too. And yeah, that's a shitty fact, but that's just the way it is. They're not making any income from house shows, no live events, nothing. You know, they're making money from their contracts, but who's to say that that's enough to support their roster as it is? You know, so AEW is not picking up anybody anytime soon. Nobody is. I think what's just kind of sad is, like, I don't know, like, I saw their responses and, like, yeah, it just got me, like, damn. Did you, John, did you see AJ Styles' video in response to, like, his friends leaving?
Yeah, I seen one as like when he's streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and he was
On Mixler, right?
Yeah, he was like feeling like it was his fault and stuff, and I as much as like I wish they got used more better than just the AJ's helpers. But yeah, it was like but to be on TV just randomly all of a sudden just freaking get released out of nowhere, and I feel bad for AJ because I feel bad more for the Good Brothers than AJ, because AJ is such a big part of the WWE now that he's secured his spot. But it sucks, you know, that his friends like got it, because I really do like the OC as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they could have done a lot with them, but they were kind of dropping the ball with it. But to see him leave kind of sucks, because they have good chemistry together.
Yeah. I hadn't seen the video myself. From what I've heard, it's a really sad one as well. and I've heard that he has like a lot of emotions running through him. You see him sad and you see him angry, and like, I mean, I feel bad, you know, like the fact that like he blames himself for WWE pulling a bunch of shit. I don't know. Do you know if there are going to be any more releases to come?
I felt like I heard like there was gonna be some NXT ones soon or whatever, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, because I mean, this thing is like, I've heard that WWE was gonna release at least 12 personnel within the next 20 days, and I don't know if that updated or not. But here's for those of you that don't know, by the way, here's the full list of people. So there's Kurt Angle, Rusev, Drake Maverick, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Heath Slater, Eric Young, Rowan, Sarah Logan, Noe Jose, Mike Chioda. That's another one who I kind of got surprised with. Mike Chioda. They released a referee, who I thought was going to be like a WWE lifer. I wonder why. You know, Mike Kanellis, Maria Kanellis, EC3, which is it's a sad one. Yeah, he wasn't doing anything, but yeah, it still is pretty sad. Aiden English, also another sad one. I really like Aiden English. Leo Rush, Primo, Epico, which, I mean, hopefully, which, I don't know if that means Carlito isn't returning to the Royal Rumble anymore, but hopefully this doesn't affect that. I don't know. Anyway, then there's Lance Storm, which there's a rumor going on that Lance Storm is a guy who will be coming back once this COVID is over.
Some of them are furloughed. Mostly the people in the back are furloughed. So they plan on getting them back as soon as this is over.
Okay, I see. Alright.
So they're not really fired, but they're not really part of it until returning.
So they're just like taking a leave of absence, I guess?
Yeah, furlough is it's like when a business doesn't have money. They have money, but
yeah,
they just put them like on, I guess, like, leave of absence without pay and stuff.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that makes better sense, but I mean, honestly, I hope the same is true for some of these WWE stars. Because really, a guy like Drake Maverick, you know, after seeing what I saw, that guy didn't deserve it. None of these guys deserved it, really. But like, you know, like Mike Kanellis, I can understand because he's been requesting his release for a long time anyway. You know, I'm sure EC3 probably wanted to get the hell out of there. But like, why release a guy like Leo Rush? Why release a guy like
just cruiserweight champion like a couple months ago?
I know, and it's sad. It's really sad. Like, what? And like, what about Aiden English? I liked Aiden English. I know he was on commentary his most recent job, but like, shit, from the time I've heard him on commentary, I've actually enjoyed his commentary. I don't know. It's sad. So, alright, going on with the list, there's Lance Storm, Mike Rotunda, Sarah Stock, who either had some development or actually wrote the story for the Otis Mandy storyline, which is kind of sad because that was actually a really good storyline and they got rid of the person in charge of that. Dave Finley, whatever you want to call him, he's also gone. Shane Helms, also known as the Hurricane, he's also gone. Pat Buck, Sean Davari, Scott Armstrong. It's just damn, like, I can't believe it. And why a guy like Rusev too, I can't understand. I'm sorry, you were saying?
No, it's just you keep going. I'll finish up.
Okay.
I got what I'll say.
Like I said, Rusev was a guy who was on the outs with WWE. But the thing about that is there's no excuse for releasing a guy like Rusev. This is a man who can, if I were a company guy, right? If I were Vince McMahon, which assuming I'd be batshit crazy, which is exactly what he is for releasing all these fucking people, these poor bastards. Like, I can't believe how blind I have to be to not see, like, the money with Rusev. This is a guy, like, listen, everybody has potential. Everybody's great. I love every single name that got released right now. Sure, am I huge fans of every single one of their work? No. Because I haven't seen everybody enough. But I'm sure everybody has their own talents and their own uniqueness that can, send them to superstardom one day. But with that said, here's the thing. With Rusev, here's a guy who had an amazing match with AJ Styles, amazing back and forth match with AJ Styles for the WWE Champion, and half the people chanting AJ Styles, the other half chanting Rusev Day. And the fact that that's his only WWE Championship match that he'll ever get, unless he ever comes back to WWE, which who knows how likely that is. It's like, well, I don't know. Like, this guy should have had much more opportunity than he was given. And it is a crime that this guy got fired for next to nothing. And on his way out, what did he do? He served in a bad storyline to put over Bobby Lashley, a man who nobody else really cares about that much. And it's a shame. It's a shame. Well, that's my piece on Rusev. John, what's on your mind?
I have a lot. Now, I might get some hate, but I believe the roster was too big.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many people that don't even see the TV time,
Mm-hmm.
where I don't even know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they're all nice people, but at the same time, if you're gonna fire them, why hire them?
Yeah.
That's the thing. They gotta stop building their roster, because then things like this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put someone's hopes up just to let them down.
Mm-hmm.
Because the roster is too big, and was too big. It's probably still too big to this day. That's because there's always and will always be a handful of people that will be top guys, a handful of people that will be mid-card, and then the lower card, which is a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And with so many lower card people, which all of those guys were pretty much lower card.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to defend, but that's how they were booked. That's how they were, and that's how people saw them. But people like Rusev, I feel safe. I feel like he'll be fine, especially with JR putting him at top priority for AEW, which is kind of good, because Rusev is such a good guy. He could be a babyface. He could hella be a babyface, and I didn't understand why they didn't turn him when he was so popular, where he on SmackDown was getting the loudest chants out of the entire roster.
Mm-hmm.
People, especially on that Royal Rumble, people were chanting him more than Finn Balor.
Yeah.
which is insane. That dude, if that dude would have won that year, no one would have complained
Yeah.
because that dude was so over at that point, and he could still get over.
Yeah.
And I feel safe that with his release that he will get picked up by someone. And I don't know if he wants to wrestle. I don't know if he wants to take a break. You know, he probably deserves it. You know, but I feel like he'll be one of the guys that'll be okay. But the lower people, I have no idea. Like, I don't see anybody picking up Aiden English. Sorry, but, or, like, maybe Eric Young goes back to TNA, or, you know, what do you call it? Like, Zack Ryder might be picked up by AEW too, because of, I guess he's friends with Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then there's so many, like, I didn't even know there was that many backstage people with all those releases, or furloughed people. We're like, I didn't even know that there was this many people back there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really see why they have so many people back there if Vince is the only person that gives it a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of stupid. You know, it's just ridiculous that there's one dude, all these people have to, like, talk to him just to get something by. And if it's a good, I bet like a lot of people had some good stories. But to see like Lance Storm probably could do some good stuff, or Shane Helms and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Probably could do some good stuff, but with Vince there, he's not gonna let it happen.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's in his mind half the time. Yeah, I love how Jim Cornette like explains Vince McMahon. It's this like crazy genius that's also an idiot, and he doesn't even know if he knows what, like, if he's gone to the grocery store ever in his life. And like doesn't even know what ice cream is or something. Because it's just like, this guy's like, just, I don't even know, dude. Must be a stress working.
Yeah.
And I do feel bad for him. It's a bad time. I just hope in the future, I wish you could just, they wouldn't hire so many people so things like this won't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And people like Drake Maverick, he was again, I didn't know who the hell he was. I don't watch indie shows, I don't watch other promotions, nothing. And so, but to him to get my attention from that little month and a half of the 24/7 championship,
Mm-hmm.
you know he had potential.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people probably didn't know who he was, and all of a sudden, this dude has 24/7 Maverick. People are wearing it in the stands because him and R-Truth are fighting over it while he was burying his wife.
I always laugh at the Twitter updates he would give. He was like, "Update: still have yet to consummate my marriage."
And I think that, like, if they could have ran with that, and even though he's a smaller guy, he could definitely be a good part of the roster. And a lot of them would be good parts, but it's just the thing is that there's so many people all the time. And there's some people that I'm surprised that are still there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because there's a lot of like cruiserweights and stuff that even never show their face on TV.
Mm-hmm.
There's even a lot of lower cards, like people like No Way Jose. I remember he was released, and I had a feeling when he debuted, this guy wasn't gonna do much. The gimmicks was weird anyways. I never cared for the gimmicks. Sorry, No Way Jose.
It's okay. I loved it.
I don't care for the gimmick.
It's okay. I love the gimmick. So you're welcome, No Way Jose.
But so he didn't end up doing anything, or EC3 should have stayed in NXT. but I guess they gotta make their and the thing is like Triple H brings NXT people in. He wants to make his roster big, and then he pushes them to the main card. Then they don't get used to the main card, and then all of a sudden it's just a waste of a superstar.
Triple H must be getting pissed with Vince McMahon when he does this, because I don't understand like how you cannot, like, you put all this hard work into a guy like Sami Zayn, you put all this hard work into a guy like Bobby Roode, all this hard work into a guy like EC3, all for what? So that Vince McMahon can like have Sammy become a manager, have Bobby Roode be basically non-existent, and then have EC3 also fired. I would be pissed. I would be pissed.
And the thing is just like, I feel bad for Triple H, but I feel like he needs to cool the bringing in people in NXT, because by bringing in so many people, and I know he probably really loves it. He probably wants to give people opportunities and stuff, and kind of reversing what he did back in the day of, burying people. And but the thing is that he needs to like know that if I do this, this might end bad. Because having an NXT roster like it is now, and just keeping it at that, like Gargano and Ciampa and the Undisputed Era, and now Finn Balor, and having those people just stay in NXT, it makes it feel like another brand.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it feel like a developmental anymore. And so if they just keep their roster, work with their roster, they can flip their title with many of the superstars there, just like how Raw is. They gotta, because as soon as you think NXT champion, oh, you think this dude's gonna go to the main roster next. Like it's his time. And it doesn't need to be like that, I feel like, anymore. It's gotta feel like, oh good, he's NXT champion, dude. And if he loses, like, man, I can't wait to see him regain that championship.
So you're saying it should be the feel of a mainstay, like NXT should have some more mainstays rather than people getting caught up to the main roster.
Yeah, I think it should be like that. It has developed such a following that it should be that. Where I wouldn't mind seeing Adam Cole or Gargano a second-time champion, or Ciampa a second-time champion, or you could even have someone with the NXT Championship reign have like 3 or 4. Because it's the mainstay. You want to fight for the NXT champion. You don't want to fight for the NXT champion so you go to the main roster and then freaking become a mid-card. And then, if they're going to debut people on Raw, yeah, sure, they could pull from there. But don't pull so much. Or even have like people like AJ Styles and stuff, how he debuted, he didn't go to NXT, he went to the main roster right away.
Yeah.
But I think WWE should keep with what they have right now, and try to build it and make it better before extending it. So more people, because every time they add more people, someone gets pushed down.
Yeah.
And again, like, it sucks. Yeah, I know it was a bad timing, and because they have nowhere to go right now. But this is why they can't be doing this so much, so this thing doesn't happen. You gotta like just fully erase it, so they don't have to make these layoffs.
Yeah. I think this is a product of, and this is what John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, whatever you want to call him. By the way, hi puppy. How old is your dog?
3.
3. Nice.
That one is at 3.
Alright. So, I think this is a product of, as John Moxley would say, John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, whatever you want to call him, he said Triple H buying the indies. You know, because there was a rumor going around like years ago that Vince McMahon wanted to basically have all of the indie people so that nobody else can have them. And I think this is part of like that whole mentality of Triple H. You know, it's not a good idea to buy all the indies. And look, now we're seeing a crack in the system. Seeing what now that this is a cause of that.
Yeah, there's just too many people. Just straight up.
Yeah.
I know he wants to own everybody, but there's no point of paying somebody that's not going to be on TV.
Yeah.
And putting their hopes up. That's the most important thing. It's not the money, it's putting their hopes up that they're going to be on WWE TV.
Yeah.
Because that's the most worst feeling, to be nobody, even though you're working for the best company, or the biggest company, not the best, but...
Yeah. And it's like, well, yeah, like, you see all these people, they get screwed over, and for what? Why did you bring in a guy like Mike Kanellis? Why did you bring in, you know, a guy like, whoever?
EC3 or
EC3, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling this was gonna happen. You know, like when I heard like some of the names that were coming, you know, everybody was so excited way back in the day for Shelton Benjamin. And I was like, Shelton Benjamin, I love Shelton Benjamin, but let's be honest, that dude is going to get, you know, the shaft. He's going to have like maybe an Intercontinental title run, which he didn't even get that. But there was rumors of it. And then look where he is. He disappeared. And you know, I just hate to see stuff like that. I hate seeing stuff like that, because a guy like Shelton Benjamin does not deserve stuff like that.
And then they have a big roster, and they have, I know a lot of people go, they have old talent, but there's a lot of young talent still on the roster.
Mm.
And, you know, people like Seth Rollins, he's not an old man, he's pretty young.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's annoying and he needs to shut his mouth. Or Kevin Owens on there. He's a young guy, and could be a really good top star, mid card, or higher mid card. I feel like. AJ Styles, of course, he's not young, but he is a newer talent that has dude moves like he is 20.
Yeah.
Like,
and he has matches like he's 20 still. It's amazing.
Yeah, him and, you know, having like Daniel Bryan back, which is great. That's a great person to. I don't know what he's doing now, really, with you know,
Drew Gulak.
I don't even know. Yeah, like I understand it, but I don't even know where he's at in the card.
Yeah, he's back in the mid card.
And I think Daniel Bryan should be in the higher card.
The main event.
Bray Wyatt. He's in the main card, which is nice. Roman Reigns, but I don't really like him, but I guess he'd be good. Now people, I wouldn't mind seeing released Baron Corbin, but just kidding. Baron Corbin, I'm surprised that he didn't get leg. I'm surprised Cesaro is still there. I don't know about it, but have you heard the news that people don't like him or whatever?
People don't like Cesaro?
Yeah, like in the back or whatever.
I've heard that Vince McMahon doesn't like him, and that's been a rumor for years, but I don't know about other people. I've never heard that myself.
I think
why
it
is
was like
that?
a rumor recently. I don't know. It's just like they don't like his moveset and stuff.
But he has such a good moveset. What do they want him to wrestle like?
I don't know. I'm surprised he wasn't let go. He hasn't been used well whatsoever.
Hmm.
Sure. And hopefully with the releases, hopefully they have more spots. Not more spots to bring in people, more spots to show people on TV.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of work to do.
Hmm.
And, sir, yeah, like, they have a lot of people on each brand that are good. They gotta start bringing old people, like Goldberg. And Brock needs to take a nice break from WWE for at least like 2 years or something. I need to stop seeing that thumb. I'm sorry, Paul Heyman, you're freaking annoying. It's so repetitive, the story.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Brock Lesnar, I F5 you, I win. Oh, bigger dude. Oh no, I lose, and he loses in like 5 minutes, and then it's just like this is like happened like 10 times now.
Yeah.
First Roman, and then Seth,
and then Strowman.
Strowman lost, but then McIntyre.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
It's been the same story each time.
Hmm.
And it's why have him be there.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Point.
Yeah, I don't think that there's really any like benefit. Like, of course, I will always like love a Paul Heyman promo. Don't get me wrong. But at this point in juncture, Brock Lesnar, like, there's really not much for Brock Lesnar to do anymore. And if you're really releasing your talent to cut some costs,
yeah, that dude costs a lot of money.
Yes, and releasing him would probably keep all of the wrestlers. But
honestly, he needs to be booked less, or just not booked for a while, or even have like a silent release where he could take like 2 years off or something, and then have Heyman be a writer or something.
Yeah. Because
Heyman can write. He does good.
Well, he is head writer of Raw.
Really, he is?
Yeah.
Well, some of it's kind of crappy, but.
Well, I mean, he has been pushed into like it's slow because like the thing is, remember, like you said earlier, everybody has some good ideas, but Vince is at the end of the day. Yeah. Thing is, you don't like Paul Heyman's writing is like it's slow. So like you'll see like some of his writing on the wall. You never heard the rumor of him and Eric Bischoff being executive directors for Raw and SmackDown?
Well, no, Eric Bischoff already got fired.
Yeah. And then Heyman pretty much so he was pretty much the only, I guess, executive director for Raw. He did and then Bruce Pritchard took in that role for SmackDown. So but Heyman was, I guess, responsible for the Goldberg-Roman Reigns feud, I think. I could be wrong, but I believe. If not, then he was definitely writing for the Brock Lesnar-Drew McIntyre promo, which was why that build was so good.
Yeah, it was a good feud.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, like, they have Drew McIntyre. I'm trying who else is on Raw. Push AJ back to the main. Sure, he's been in the mid card long enough. If they keep him heel, I don't mind, but he's got to not be a chicken heel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He is good enough. Sure, he's small, but that doesn't mean that he can't have like. He could be what he did as a face. He almost defeated Brock Lesnar by himself. Not with any help from the Good Brothers. The dude defeated him by himself. Have them as a cocky heel, which I think he was a cocky heel before, and he beat John Cena fair and square. So it's just like they need to do that again.
Yeah.
If you want, he's a good heel. He can. being this cocky Southern man is just, it's fun. It's entertaining having him come out as a heel.
Yeah.
And then they have Randy Orton, as much as he bores me. He's a can be main event, and he's still young. I'm trying to see who else, honestly, on Raw. Maybe Bobby Lashley, if they use him right. But they also need more baby faces on Raw.
Yeah.
Trying to think who would be a baby face. I know Kevin Owens is. Maybe Kevin Owens could even try on the main event. Maybe he could be in between mid-card, main event.
Has
Seth
Kevin Owens been on
Rollins.
Raw lately? I feel like I haven't seen him for a while.
I haven't been watching Raw whatsoever.
Mm.
Kind of more.
Yeah.
It sucks with no crowd.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then the women's division. I'm surprised not any, except Sarah Logan, was the only woman to be released.
Yeah.
I think. Or in Maria Clinton, which she's not even a wrestler. But I was very surprised that some of them weren't released. Dana Brooke, I'm surprised. I know she's been more on TV. Yeah. And the women's division is really small. It is.
Yeah.
And that's why I had that big idea of just putting the women's division on like Raw or something. And then having like this they'll have more time and stuff.
Yeah.
Because then they could have the tag division and the women's title would mean more and have more time, and it would make more sense.
Yeah.
Because they do have teams and stuff, and like Mandy Rose, she actually could wrestle, that girl. She's pretty good.
Yeah, Mandy Rose really good.
I see like that kick she does. She's like pretty muscular too, so
Yeah.
she looks pretty like she pretty beat you up, you know. And maybe like a gimmick change, to be honest. Kind of more of like a Beth Phoenix kind of feel they gotta do. Because she is in good shape. Like you could tell, like her legs look like she'd kick your head off.
Yeah.
And so, and then people like Dolph Ziggler, why is that dude still? That dude gets paid like $1 million or something
Just to complain.
to do nothing.
That dude.
To come and job.
And then he complains, and then like, oh, I'm out because I'm not getting anything out of this. And then he resigns, and then it's the same story with him. Like I can't.
Honestly, Dolph should be one of the releases. He has that comedy career or whatever he does. He could fall back on that. He gets paid like literally. Some people get a quarter of what he gets.
Yeah. Now, for those watching at home, we're talking strictly about people getting released in general. We're not suggesting that they should get released right now. You know, because of course, no matter who it is, that's a bad idea. But, you know, we're talking in general. If, with or without this whole COVID thing, if WWE was going to do releases, then, yeah, Dolph Ziggler should be one of those people, is what we're saying.
Yeah, because he complains, he doesn't do anything, and he hasn't been anything since that world title. You know, I would keep The Miz. You know, he's good as a heel.
He's also a good company guy, doesn't complain.
The only thing that having that TV show where he's like super baby face and then coming out and talking trash does not help. I hate the E shows. Like the E entertainment shows. I hate all of them because it makes wrestling look terrible. The stories look terrible because you see like oh, you see like Liv Morgan talk to somebody that she just like beat up on Raw.
And the sad thing is, like, the show isn't even real either, so it's like a paradox within a paradox. And I remember Jordan the Wrestling Fanatic and I talking about this years ago. It's like, why do these shows exist? Only to expose the business.
Yeah, it really does.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think like on SmackDown, they have more technical people. They should go like how they used to go. They have Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak, and maybe I would even throw AJ Styles back on SmackDown, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because him and the smaller guys could be really good for that.
Yeah.
And we could have Braun on there. Sorry, Braun, I don't like you, man.
No, don't. I like SmackDown, so throw Braun back on Raw. You can have him.
And then
he's fired. No,
and then having like Shinsuke needs to be a face again or something.
Mm-hmm.
But he does need like a mouthpiece.
Yeah, I agree. Get to
Or
Jerry.
like a Cesaro should be mid-card or something and go to like a kind of like a U.S. champion or something. That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm. You know, I personally, I want to see him win the Money in the Bank if he's in it. I don't know that he is, but only because I haven't watched too much wrestling lately. Because let's be honest, wrestling doesn't work without a crowd. But if he is a participant, I think he should. Sorry.
I know like Apollo Crews is in it. I'm surprised he is still on the roster. And Titus, you know, Titus actually, he's a nice guy. He's a nice company person.
Uh-huh.
I feel like he'll be a nice host or something.
Uh-huh.
And be an ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
Apollo Crews hasn't done much whatsoever. He's in the Money in the Bank somehow, just randomly.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing, he knows how to wrestle, but I don't know what character he is. Like, what is he?
Apollo Crews, I don't know. They have been pushing him. That's one thing I've noticed. They have been pushing him, but I don't know what his character is exactly. Just smiling, big man.
And then with Andrade, he's doing nothing, but I don't think he'll get fired because I don't want him fired. He could be really good.
Uh-huh.
His U.S. Championship reign needs to end or restart somehow. And then having like Humberto Carrillo, I don't even know where that guy is. What was the point of hiring Rey Mysterio?
Good question.
That dude was having good matches on other programs, and for him to get hired full time and do absolutely nothing.
Uh-huh.
The only time I really liked Rey was with Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio, and that story was still flawed.
Yeah. I did like his matches with Andrade.
Yeah, they had good matches. Weird story, but good matches.
Uh-huh.
That whole, like, I don't know what's with, like, all the Latino people fighting each other all the time.
It's the Hispanic division.
Literally, Vince is like, "You're Hispanic, right? You're Hispanic, right? You do that luchador stuff. Okay, you guys can go fight."
I want to see flips.
It's like that's all he probably would do. And it would be nice if they had like some sort of story and stuff.
Yeah.
What's with Mini Andrade? I don't know his name.
Angel Garza?
Yeah, Mini Andrade. He got a haircut just look like him, and pants that look just like him.
I don't know.
I don't know what's with the mini on Friday look.
Who knows? Man, it's a strange time right now. Strange time. Alrighty, I think that'll conclude it for the for this episode of today's podcast. John, do you have any final thoughts? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, but in full story or short story, it was a sad thing. Some of it did need to happen. Just a bad time.
Yeah. Alrighty. Do we have any buy or sells of the week?
I have no idea. I don't think I do. You have one?
Okay. Only because I'm hungry as hell. Chipotle or Jersey Mike's? Buy or sell?
Sell both and get some Cane's chicken.
Okay. Yes. Raising Cane's is. Yo, my girlfriend and I had a box from there. I forget. I don't know what they're called. I'll be honest with you. But like it was like 3 or 4 tenders with the fries and the Raising Cane sauce. Oh my god, that shit was delicious.
Yeah, that is some good food.
Yeah. All right, Raising Cane's it is. Okay, actually, yeah, I got one. Buy or sell. Shit. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, so listen.
Before you say anything, no more goddamn part-timers. Screw Goldberg, Oldberg, that dude can't wrestle, and he really can't wrestle now. Triple H needs to stay home. I've seen a picture of him. That dude's old as hell. He needs to not be in the ring. Frickin', what's his name? Shane McMahon. Get Shane McMahon out of the goddamn ring. Stop taking people's spots on the goddamn WrestleMania card.
Okay, I got my buy or sell now. Okay, buy or sell. Who's the better part-timer? Goldberg or Brock Lesnar?
I think Goldberg, because that dude at least gets in and gets out. Freaking Brock stays too long. With his like 200-day reign as champ.
Fair enough. Although I will say I do want to see The Rock come back, at least for one more match, because him having a match with Eric Rowan as his last match, no. I want to see him at least have a match with. Hell, bring back John Cena so that they can have a match together. I don't care, but bring him back.
3 in a lifetime, baby.
Yeah.
He wasn't once in a lifetime at all, bro. It's 3 times now.
Okay.
That's like 5 times. WrestleMania 37, 38, and 39. With the main event at WrestleMania 44 times or 7 times.
God bless you, John. Alrighty, so alright, with that being said, let's go on to match recommendation of the week. John, who you got?
Who do I got? Just watch the what year is it? 2018, I think. With the Royal Rumble. Watch Rusev Day get his, even though he get thrown out early. Just watch that part. His entrance, him come out through the chants of Rusev Day, and your heart will be warm. And then you'll also be sad because you know that he's released.
Yes, sir. You got it. And for me, since we're going off the topic of Rusev, I got one, and that is Rusev versus AJ Styles at Night of Champions, or Clash of Champions, whatever the name was, It's a damn good match. Great storytelling. You'll love every minute of it if you watch it. And especially if you're a Rusev fan, you're gonna love the match because it was that good. Rusev delivered an amazing performance. The way he sold his leg injury, great stuff. So yeah, alrighty guys, I'm Eduardo Betancourt. This was John Scare. Thank you guys for tuning in, all negative 15 of you viewers.
And if Rusev goes to AEW, I'm gonna watch AEW finally.
Fair enough. What's it called? Me, I still gotta like watch it with the crowd because I tried watching it without a crowd, and I'll be honest, I like wrestling in general. Like, I'm not bashing WWE, I'm not bashing AEW, but wrestling in general just does not work without a crowd. Just doesn't.
Yeah, and when the crowds open back up and your ass goes to Raw or SmackDown, why are you silent? Get loud. I hate dead crowds.
Seriously, you guys better get loud because
you paid $300 for that goddamn seat. You're not gonna say a word. Get out of here.
Seriously, get out of here. And like on top of that, like, goddamn man, I spent $200 for Brock Lesnar to beat Kofi Kingston in 9 seconds. I still cheered my ass off. I was pissed, but the rest of the show, I was pretty freaking happy. So you guys have no excuse. Alright.
Luckily I went to a SmackDown with Daniel Bryan and Kane reuniting, and that damn crowd was loud as hell.
Yeah, hell yeah. And that's the thing, like when I'm at a live event, I went to one Raw, right? My very first Raw. I enjoyed it because I was nonstop yelling, but like that crowd was so dead that like, you know, like I'm trying to like, you know, start a chant, and then like everybody else like just like looking at me like, fuck, am I the only one gonna be a fan here, unlike any of you?
Where were you at, Staples Center?
Yeah, Staples Center in Anaheim.
Staples, or no, you're Honda Center.
Oh, Honda Center, sorry.
Honda Center, Staples Center, the LA area is always so quiet, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Ontario, when I went to Ontario a couple times for a live show, they were actually pretty good, the crowd.
That's good. Yeah, okay, then I'll go to Ontario. But, like, it's funny because, like, I went to SmackDowns before, right? I went to SmackDown Live, right? And this could have been a product of I was just at the right... For one, I was at the right show because, keep in mind, the Raw that I went to was in 2016. Nobody liked Raw in 2016. The SmackDown that I went to was SmackDown in 2016 as well. Everybody loved SmackDown in 2016. Or 2017. I remember this because I took my Becky Lynch sign. And that's the infamous night that I lost my voice.
Oh yeah, you missed school for that day.
Yeah, and I lost my voice too. But, what's it called? Yo, that was one of the greatest, like, crowd nights I've ever, like, experienced. Because I'm sitting here chanting with other people, just random ass stuff. Like, hey, we want some back, hey, or like, oh, yeah. This was another one where, like, there was a guy heckling the referee, right? And I'm like, what? I didn't understand it, but you know what? That just got me to think, we're gonna start a "This Ref Sucks" chant. So we were like, "This ref sucks! This ref sucks! This ref sucks!" And we were doing that for like a good couple of minutes. And then after that, like, there was a guy who thought of this brilliant chant. We were like, "We want Hebner!" And it was just off to the races. You know, like, nights like that is what makes, like, you know, you want to have that memory. You don't want to be a dead silent asshole. Why? If you're going to be dead silent, you might as well watch at home. What are you spending $200, $300, $400, $5 for? You know? Alrighty, guys. That's the word with Jonathan Rich Swanathan and Mr. Eddy Eduardo, the great Eduardo. Bye-bye.